is Trish. Thank you so much for joining me. For today's reading, I'm going to take a look at, I believe Trump was asked if he would pardon or consider pardoning Diddy. So I'm going to ask those questions. If Diddy's going to serve his 20 years will be, I think, a good question for the cards. Will Trump influence that sentence at all? Whether that's a pardon or something else around it. Also around Ghislaine Maxwell, I think he said something about two of the cases were a little bit harder to do the pardons. He said he is able to do that. It's within his power. But I want to ask the question of whether or not he will. That is for Ghislaine Maxwell as well as P. Diddy. So we'll have a look into those two things today. Nice and light reading. To see what's coming up there and to see if they're going to serve their full sentences. Also, just curious whether or not the DOJ meeting with Ghislaine influenced the decision to move her to Texas instead of the Florida, so in a lower security prison. She was moved from Florida to Texas. So I just want to see if that was part of a deal maybe, or if there's something more coming there. So let's just see what the cards are going to reveal for us today. Question is, will P. Diddy serve his full term, which I believe he's sentenced to 20 years with the case. Half of his case was dismissed. He was found innocent to some of the charges. The other charges carry a maximum 20-year sentence. So let's just see if he's going to be completing a 20-year sentence. Straight away, the things that I'm drawn to the most, obvious for that question, the most obvious answer for that question is liability, the justice card. This is the tarot. The black ones are the tarot, the pink ones are the oracle. So we have the justice card on the table. We see the set of scales there, which is indicating the justice system. My question was, will he serve his 20-year sentence? Down the bottom, we see a negotiation, so a deal being made. So that to me sounds like no, he's not going to, but there's going to be some kind of deal made for him. Somebody going to do whatever it takes, but they're going to be indebted. Okay, so first of all, the first card on the table that we have is acquisition, to gain or obtain. Maybe youth. Maybe throwing somebody else under the bus. In disguise, masked appearance gives me the feeling of the sentence may not be what it seems. So it's in disguise in some way. Okay, people are distancing themselves from him. 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords is your heartbreak card, your distance, your separation card. And people distancing themselves from P. Diddy. Okay, the 6 of Coins is giving me the feeling of debt collector. Even though it says indebted, I'm feeling like somebody paying their dues but collecting favours owed to them. So the quick answer there, I believe, is no. Just straight up, just from the liability card, the justice card sitting on top of the negotiation. So that to me just says no, there's going to be some kind of negotiation there. Down the bottom, I want to keep this one moving. We have a controlling his speech, hidden clauses, and fraudulent conduct. Will he be given a pardon? So we have 5 of Coins, hardship, left out in the cold. That could be on the inside. Okay, that's really interesting because I'm hearing that old Prisoner song but that was on the outside or something. So I can't remember. The words are just playing out in the back of my mind there. So hardship on the inside, even though the 5 of coins generally means on the outside. But doing hardship has got to be jail. Okay, 10 of coins is indicating money changing hands. Forced has no choice. Now, I'm coming back over here, but what I find really interesting is pretty much the same card jumped out again for the second time. So there's something very important there around those cards when you consider whether or not P. Diddy is going to be given a pardon. There is a hidden clause or fraudulent conduct to make the situation appear improved. So something hidden to make it look like it has the appearance of improving the situation, but really it's just fraudulent conduct. It's come out twice, so it must be relevant. Twice I've read on P. Diddy, and will his sentence be changed, reduced, pardoned? Both times it's come out with hidden clause or something hidden within his sentencing, maybe. But fraudulent conduct is on the table. Okay, coming back down here, somebody forced and had no choice when it comes to a pardon. So kind of feels like no pardon to me because, I think I'm going to go with no pardon on this one. Doesn't mean that he won't change his sentence. His sentence won't be played out in full. I'm not saying that at all because I probably don't think it will. He's not completing 20 years. There's no way. Something's going to happen before he completes his 20-year sentence. I don't believe he'll make that. There's hidden things going on and there's fraudulent conduct. And a situation is improved. But down the bottom here, I'm feeling like hand was forced. Now, hand was forced in giving a pardon because of hardship. That could play out. Things take a turn for the worse and he's in such a hardship position, P. Diddy, that he's offered a pardon. So, but these two cards is what I'm reading together. So force, had no choice, could not give the pardon. He has to serve his term. Let me just clarify which one of those two scenarios feel more correct to me. Okay, so he has value. This is valuable. He has value. P. Diddy has value. Do they want to keep him in jail? Worried about who's going to get implicated or dragged into this? Fatality on the back. Okay, I'm pretty sure this side fell up right. So, opening doors. Opening doors means jail doors. Opening jail doors. Opening the doors, who gets implicated and dragged into it. Okay, the one I'm really interested in is clarifying forced. Let's see if I can clarify with my new deck. Okay, this is my case clarifier, and this is a kind of true crime case. So let's take a look at this one. This is interesting. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but we're going to have a look. Okay, first of all, we're asking if P. Diddy is going to be given a pardon from his sentence. I'm clarifying the forced had no choice. What does that mean? Refusal. That is really clarified. This is my crime clarified deck, and straight up that's clarified for sure. I was asking which one of those two scenarios seem more right, and forced hand is not receiving a pardon. Refusal. Over the bottom here we've got cheating. Cheating kind of feels to me like some of this conduct up the top here. Okay, I think I might keep these out. Okay, next question, I'm going over to Ghislaine. Decided to use my new deck on these type of questions to see if they work, and so far they're working really well. And that's my deck that I'm testing. I'll work with that one for about 6 months to make sure it works, what changes need to be made. But yeah, very interesting that it's working really clearly with these type of readings. Now, the other question is, let's get to Ghislaine Maxwell. She's been moved. Okay, so as I'm talking, let's just see what the cards are saying here. Moved from Florida to Texas. Now, my question here is, let me form a question before I pull cards. Is that something to do with the deal that was made for that information and that interview that she had? I just, easily bought. I had that card come out last time I read on her as well. Easily bought. So that deal was a pretty easy deal. Scrutiny, heavy scrutiny around that situation. So heavy scrutiny. Let's have a look at some of these cards down the bottom. A strategic move. And that comes up in her readings all the time. Playing her cards. That came up in her reading last time as well. She's sticking to her guns. She's got an unwavering stance about her sentence. Blaming other people. And economic growth. Who made the money? Who was it that she's pointing the finger at that made money out of the Epstein cases? She's still standing very strongly, standing very firm in believing that others should have went down, blaming others that had financial gain or where the money went or came from. So where there's money records. Okay, so there's a bit of judgmental scrutiny around the decision to move her to Texas, but there's a strategic play here. And it was an easily bought deal that was done. Okay, let's move to the next cards and have a look at that. Always the same cards pretty much come out for her reading, so we're still aligned. The new deck. Okay, Ghislaine Maxwell, the decision to move prisons for her. What's behind that? So the decision to move her into a lower security prison is for a better life for her. She was aware it was happening, so she was complicit. She was aware it was happening. Now let me come back to that because I feel like I just read that incorrectly. 5 of Cups is regret. Far away. Okay, so sitting far away and we've got evidence. So we have complicit in the dealings. Okay, was the DOJ, I just wanted to ask that question clearly, was the DOJ involved in making a deal with her and that part of that deal was why she was moved? It was a fast movement. It happened pretty much straight after that meeting. So we have transport, train transport, but we also have air transport. Now the air transport could be information about the Lolita Express documents or information around that. That could have been involved in the deal. Travel logs, flight logs, part of the deal to move her. She was moved very fast, so that whatever it was jumped on very quickly. Yes, the answer there is yes. Okay, and let's pop that yes back in again, because that may have been an answer to my question was yes, because I was just about to ask it again. Was her move connected to a deal made around the DOJ interview? Well, I think that's not a big surprise anyway. But we got a yes, so yes is very important when they jump out. So what we moving far away? I don't know the distance between Texas and Florida, but a better life for her. For her to reveal evidence. This is an evidence card. Or do something with the evidence. Covering it. Maybe covering evidence. Covering up who's complicit. I'm just reading cards together. Okay, so covering part of this deal was about complicit. Who's complicit? I knew I read that wrong when I first put that down. Who's complicit covering up for somebody complicit? Don't have to point fingers to anybody. This could be anybody. Could be somebody we're not thinking about. Here, but the part of her deal was better life far away. Regrets and evidence. Fast movement. It did happen very fast. Okay, so let's stick to these cards because they're reading pretty good. Okay, what's coming next with Ghislaine Maxwell? Well, there's going to be a few rumours and lies around what's happening around her. Might even be related to the judgment. There's a betrayal taking place. I've always been sensing a shifting alliance around her that's been coming up in the readings. Because many were involved. It was a group. Many was involved. So maybe she betrayed somebody. Where we saw the blame game pointing fingers, she believed somebody else should have went down, not her. Maybe she is pointing fingers, betraying people in that group. Discernment is rumours and lies. Exploitation, 5 of Pentacles. The Judgment card, reckoning. Okay, rumours and lies around her judgment. Betraying multiple people. Exploitation of the situation, the evidence or information that she has. Did she divulge and give up information? Did she spill all the information? Did she spill all of the information? Oh, that's a big one. Defensive wounds. On the defensive, so have to be careful. She has to be careful. In a way of defending herself. Okay, family ties. Family ties. Queen of Wands. That's the performer. And the person who had the expert skills. So that's her. Who is this person? I don't think Epstein had expert skills. I wouldn't say that at all. This is all alleged. It's just entertainment purposes only. Let's keep it moving. I don't want to dwell too much on this one. I just want to keep it more question and answer style. What's next for P. Diddy? Okay, so a degree of involvement. So who was involved? He's holding out hope. He's holding out hope that information is going to be suppressed around who was involved. This young person walking behind here, there's a degree, that person has a degree of involvement in the whole situation. That information is being suppressed. P. Diddy is still hopeful. He's hopeful. Okay, probing deeper into suspicious activity. Will they probe deeper into P. Diddy? Two of Swords, a difficult decision. People that are implicated, communicated, phone activity. So phone activity implicates certain people. Suggested involvement. Maybe phones have been recorded and it has suggested involvement of other people. That communication implicates other people, and it's probably been, and that's the entanglements. Custody conflict or entanglements. The people that are entangled up in this situation. Will somebody else go down for that, for the P. Diddy situation? Will somebody else be brought up on charges? Closure. It sounds like case closed to me. Okay. Relentless pursuit. That might be people. The court of public opinion. Okay, final spread for what's coming next for Ghislaine Maxwell. Family ties. Exposed. Her ties are getting exposed. Doesn't have to be family ties. It can be her ties. Her family means close bonds. Her close ties are going to be exposed. Okay, final words for P. Diddy. What's coming next? Participant again. Ooh, last breath. Time discrepancy. Check the timing. Last breath. Okay, and participant again. We're talking about the degree of involvement of somebody around him. This gave me Epstein vibes. It gave me Epstein vibes. When that fell out, I thought, and what am I supposed? I know there's something Epstein there. Okay. Is there a connection between Epstein and P. Diddy? The vulnerable. Similarities in the cases. The vulnerable people. Defensive wounds. Difficult decision. Okay, the connections between Epstein and P. Diddy, please. Okay, periphery means the people on the outside of the circles could be frequenting the same places. So that's the people not in the inner circles. They're different inner circles, but the people on the outside of the inner circles probably frequent the same parties in history, in the past. Similar obsessions, similar temptations. Okay, and deception. Deceptions and made up lies. Okay, so the similarities between the two is the deception. That kind of looks like an exit to me. And the fabricated, made up lies or seen. There's something similar there. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me.